the Pentagon has just rewritten America's military playbook. In a move that could reshape global power, the United States has revealed a new enemy priority, and for the first time in years, China is no longer at the very top. The U.S. Department of Defense has released its latest national defense strategy, and buried inside this document is a dramatic shift in how Washington sees the world. The message is clear. America comes first, geographically, militarily, and strategically. Previous defense strategies repeatedly warned that China was the greatest long-term threat to U.S. security. But now, the Pentagon says its #1 priority is defending the U.S. homeland and the Western Hemisphere, not fighting distant conflicts. That's a major pivot. The report argues that for decades, the U.S. stretched itself too thin, spending lives, money, and military power protecting others while neglecting its own concrete interests. President Donald Trump's influence is unmistakable here, with renewed calls for burden sharing from allies. The Pentagon bluntly states that many allies have grown comfortable letting Washington foot the bill for their defense. Under this new strategy, Europe is expected to take the lead against Russia, while countries in Asia shoulder more responsibility closer to home. The U.S., it says, will support but no longer carry the load. Despite the ongoing war in Ukraine, Russia is described as a persistent but manageable threat, dangerous but not existential. America's military focus, the report says, is preventing threats from reaching the U.S. homeland itself. China now ranks as priority #2. The Pentagon insists it doesn't seek confrontation or humiliation, but instead wants to deter Beijing through strength, setting conditions for a stable balance of power in the Indo-Pacific. Notably, Taiwan is missing entirely from the document, a silence many analysts are already questioning. The strategy also signals a reduced U.S. role in deterring North Korea, saying South Korea is capable of leading that effort, another sign of Washington stepping back. Perhaps the most striking language focuses on the Western Hemisphere. The Pentagon vows to protect U.S. access to Greenland, the Panama Canal, the Arctic, and key maritime routes, explicitly invoking the Monroe Doctrine, a 19th century idea making a 21st century comeback. World leaders are already sounding alarms. Some warn the rules-based global order is fading, while others say middle powers must unite, because in this new world, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. This isn't isolationism, the Pentagon insists, it's realism, a United States that is more focused, more selective, and more willing to let others defend themselves.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update. Download the One India app now.